Michele Spiller, and this is your BMB coronavirus report for Monday, March 30th. Yesterday in Washington, President Trump announced that he's extending the presidential guidelines recommending social distancing until April 30th. Meanwhile, in Albany, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo offered a grim assessment announcing that New York had its highest single-day death toll to date, with the cases now exceeding over 60,000. On a more positive note, the second person in New York to contact coronavirus back in the beginning of the month was released from the hospital yesterday after making a full recovery. Now let's go check in with some BMB reporters from around the district.
Hi, I'm Lily Yepez reporting from Waldorf Avenue. With being in quarantine, I've kind of lost track of the days. It's almost like summer, just not able to go out of the house. The only difference between weekdays and weekends is that on weekdays I have to wake up just a little bit earlier to make sure I get my schoolwork done. Some people are resorting to their very last string of entertainment. Some are going as far as reading books, others are starting to catch up with their siblings, and some are actually able to do things that they love and now they have time to do it. I've spoken to some family from all the way out east in Long Island to Costa Rica, and they've pretty much said that they are cooped up in their houses and they feel exactly like us. They're doing their best to occupy themselves and make sure they're not bored all the time. So for BMB, I'm Lily Yepez.
Hi, I'm Mauro, and I don't know about yourself, but I find lately that my weekends are more unusual than they were a month ago due to the fact of COVID-19. You know, we're trapped in a house, quarantined right now, so there's not much we can do. Can't go to the park and play a basketball game. Can't go to the park or play a baseball game. Can't do that much anymore. But, you know, that brings a big part in social media. Social media, iPhones, iPads, you know, video games. That all comes together, and that's something we haven't been doing before COVID-19, or at least some of us. But, you know, for our family's sake, you know, I have a family up in Staten Island in New Jersey. They're doing fine. They're coping with this well. I mean, there's not much we could really do other than stop the spread by staying inside and just staying in quarantine right now. So that'll just about do it. I hope you all stay safe and healthy. From BMB on Bell Mill Road, I'm Mauro.
Haley Hepworth here, reporting on your coronavirus update. Being quarantined makes every day feel like the weekend. The only difference is that I have no schoolwork on the weekends now. I'm a lot more productive than I would be on a normal day, during school, or even just the weekend. A lot of people that aren't from Long Island have been telling me about their school closings and how they aren't on such a big quarantine order, even though they don't return back to school until May. I can't wait to get back to school and see all of my friends and teachers. Having to stay in my house has made me appreciate so much more than I did before. I never realized that I would want to return to school and not be in my own house for one more minute. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. And for BMB, I'm Haley Hepworth.
Thanks, guys. The Bellmore-Merrick Central High School District is announcing plans today to modify its distant learning plan going forward. BMB reporters caught up with Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum, Mr. Harrington, over the weekend to get his opinion and thoughts on how remote learning is going so far and what changes can be made and expected in the next few days and weeks coming ahead.
In regards to our remote distance learning plan, you know, we're navigating some pretty uncharted waters right now. You know, fortunately, about 2 weeks prior to closing school, Mr. DiTomaso, you know, put the plans in motion to start preparing for a closure. And we were able to put together a real solid plan, which would hopefully get us through the first 2 weeks. And to be honest with you, as 2 weeks now comes to a close, I could not be more proud of the work that is being done by our teachers, by our students. You know, teachers have gone above and beyond to learn new platforms, to learn how to use technology, to engage students in meaningful activities, to distribute assignments, and really keep a continuity of education, which is what we tried to do for the first couple weeks.
What kind of feedback have you gotten from students and parents about the distant learning so far?
One thing that we've heard time and time again is that, you know, parents and students, you know, have been overwhelmed at times with the amount of work coming home, or the fact that it's distributed at different times during the day, or coming from a number of different platforms. As I mentioned, no education plan that we put together is going to equal the quality education that you have face-to-face with the Bellmore-Merrick faculty.
How does the district plan to modify the district learning plans?
As with any plan, any process, any instructional pedagogy, what makes Bellmore-Merrick what it is, and how special of a place it is that we're constantly looking to find ways to improve and get better and grow in our practice. And one thing that we've done is we've looked at this plan closely. We've had discussions. We've listened to parents. We've had conversations with our administrative team and teachers. And after reflection and watching this plan take effect for the last 2 weeks, we are at a place now where we think we need to make enhancements to improve the process and to make the learning more accessible, more manageable for kids and parents and teachers. We know that we're in really difficult times right now, and education is secondary, compared to our most priority of making sure people are safe and healthy. So we put this plan in place, but we're extremely flexible. We want kids to be engaged in learning and want them to have as best of a situation as possible during a really challenging time. I am proud to say that the last week we worked really closely with our administrative teams, our principals, our teachers union, Mr. Walsh and his representatives, to come up with a couple of changes that I think will help our remote and distance learning. So next week, parents and students will be receiving a schedule which will be more structured in our attempt to implement remote distance learning. The schedule will be broken down by day with 45-minute blocks, and each subject will be given 2 blocks per week plus an extra help, where students will now hopefully have a better idea of when exactly during the week, during the days, their teachers will be available to them.
How do you think that Bellmore-Merrick faculty has responded to this pandemic?
Teachers have dedicated so much time to learning new platforms, to sitting in on webinars, to participating in online tutorials, so that they get better in their craft. We didn't anticipate this, but our teachers are doing an unbelievable job at becoming more familiar and more comfortable, and also utilizing the best resources out there to deliver the best quality education that we can at this time. So I'm hopeful that we're going to add a schedule. Parents and students will receive that schedule. Hopefully that gives, as I said, students and parents a better understanding of when information will be distributed, when teachers will be available for that teacher-student interaction, which to me is the most important part. And also the addition of an extra help period to clarify any assignments, works, answer questions. I think those things will really help the system, as a whole. Lastly,
thanks, Mr. Harrington. That's it for today's coronavirus report. Be sure to subscribe to BMB to get our latest reports on the outbreak as they become available. Also, be sure to check out BMB's latest PSA, It's Not Time Yet, on the BMB YouTube. For BMB, I'm Michele Spiller, and make sure to wash your hands.